Welcome. My name is Chad Novak, and I've been wanting to share this offer for a while with other people, and I've been kind of, probably hiding in sharing myself with other people for many different reasons. I feel that ever since waking up to being in a narcissistic relationship and leaving one of those relationships, it's been several years of regulating my nervous system, getting back into my body, and learning how to reconnect with my true self, my true essence of who I feel to be. So, as most of you know, if you are in one of those situations, whether it be parental, relationship, work, any situation where you find yourself in a narcissistic dynamic, part of that energy is one subconsciously erases themselves in order to get along, right? You go along to get along, kind of thing. Being agreeable, being all these different things, trauma bonded, and one of the things I want to share with you is a little something that I learned along the way from myself. So, while I was in the relationship, I have gotten many different certifications. I'm a yoga instructor, I'm an ontological coach, I'm also a transformational breathworker, facilitator, and I've also done some work with spiritual facilitating. Now these are they're kind of just labels, right? They're just things that I've used along the way to kind of navigate the situation, especially not knowing what I was in. Fast forward, removing myself out of the situation, I see things much more clearly now. One of the biggest things, though, that I noticed, like looking back on the relationship, was in the whole disappearing of self in that dynamic. It feels like you're suffocating, or at least that's what it felt like for me. I would always see other people and kind of dream about, it must be nice for to be yourself, kind of thing, and I would dream about being myself, which feels really weird and fucked up thinking about it, but that was the truth. That was one of the things that I would see people and be like, oh, wow, how do they get to live their life? But I had my own things that allowed me to stay into the dynamic for as long as I did, and was definitely trauma bonded. But one of the things that did reveal itself was this feeling of suffocation, barely like I could breathe. Felt like an elephant was on my chest. And one of the last certifications I did was breathwork, and I remember going through that certification being like, this is the one thing that brings it all together, at least for me. It's something that we all share, we all have in common. It's the breath. So without breath, none of us exist. None of this exists, right? So getting into the breath has really, really helped me to become more present in my life and navigate this transition that I've been moving through for the past almost 3 years now. And I think it's the rest of your life. It's not something that you just, I'm healed. There's no, anyone out there who's selling you some kind of like quick fix or 21-day plan of like healing from narcissistic abuse is a charlatan. It's bullshit. It's lies. I think it's the rest of our lives. But at the same time, I look at this experience as a great initiation. It has broken me open to a point where I can discard all the parts of me that's not really who I am. So, and there's blessing in that. I'm very grateful for that. Don't get me wrong, it's been challenging and difficult throughout the years, recovering from this and growing from this. But at the same time, we come back to ourselves, our true selves, and what a gift that is. We're no longer stuck in these dynamics. One of the things that for my situation in particular, I have 4 children with my ex-partner. So, I have to learn how to become unfuckable with, basically, in order to like co-parent with this person, right? And the breath has really helped me to really embody my strength my courage, my confidence, just to stand in my ground and to anchor down and to just be present. Even when I feel all kinds of different emotions at any given time, but the breath has been very helpful in helping regulate my emotions and to calm my nervous system, going from sympathetic, being in the relationship, so fight or flight, freeze, fawn, to parasympathetic, right? Calm, contentment, peace, right? Relaxed. So my offer to you is, what I want to share with you is, I would like to kind of bring everything that I've learned over the years together, and start sharing breathwork with people who are in narcissistic relationships, are emerging out of them, or are on the other side of them. This is what I feel pulled to share with other people. And if you've never done breathwork before, I would say come check it out. But what I feel pulled to do is, moving forward, I would like to start hosting we'll start with one a week, free breathwork sessions. They're about 60 minutes long, probably maybe about an hour and 20, hour and a half for the first one, just to kind of share. And I would love to share the powerful benefits of breathwork with you to help you navigate through this situation. You are enough, I am enough, we are enough. We need each other. We need to help one another emerge out of this experience, so we can see clearly and see the next step forward, and the next pathway forward. The name of my business is called Soulful Breath. I have shared breath work individually and in groups over the past 7 years. It's something I am passionate about. I never thought of sharing it in this way, but that is what has revealed itself to me. And I really want to give back to survivors, to people who are looking to regain their sense of agency and come back into their being and really live from their truth and from their light and from their love. It's something that I've been thinking about for so long, and a lot of things have kept me from sharing this, right? I think one of it was just being able to name and put language on the experience. I'm not vilifying my ex-partner by any means. It's not about that. It's about sovereignty. It's about reclaiming that sovereignty and bringing our sense of agency back inside of ourselves, so we stop seeking out, others, right? There's a gazillion videos out there talking about narcissism and this, that, and the other thing, and they're great until they're not. I mean, at what point do we say, we have to stop watching these videos, right? I've been watching them for 2.5 years now. Not nearly as much as I did, and I've learned tons, and I'm grateful for these videos. But at the same time, how do we propel ourselves forward? How do we move forward with new eyes, with new perspectives, to see, a new world emerging, so we can create that world, right? At the end of the day, narcissism is here to stay. Okay, traits, pathology, whatever that is. My heart goes out to all people, narcissists included, all people. It doesn't really matter, right? But I just want to create this kind of platform to share with you. So please come. Down below there'll be a Zoom link. I don't know the exact day yet, but I'll put the day in the description to start it off. And if you feel pulled, come join me. Check out my site, soulfulbreath.com, to learn a little bit more about me. I still have to probably change that up a little bit, but at the end of the day, I really want to share this work with people who are going through this dynamic. It's not easy, and it's not meant to be done alone. So I've lived it, I experienced it, and then I will also bring in different things, ontological coaching. I'll bring in different things as well to share different perspectives that have come to me, over the months and years that have landed, so we can really navigate through these experiences. So please join me if you feel pulled to, or share it with someone who would benefit from this. And I'll see you when I decide to put the time and date, all right? With love and gratitude. Peace.